on the couch because we have to get some perspective on this storm. And Tony, this couple, they keep telling us we're not necessarily worried about ourselves. We're worried about so many people that are going to be affected for years to come by this storm. How long has it been since we've seen a storm of this proportion take a direct hit to Jamaica?
In Jamaica, 1988 was my first summer here, and it skimmed through the southern part, went into the Gulf of Mexico, and affected the United States. So you're looking at more than 30 years since an event like this threatened Jamaica.
And Tony, I know you put together a story that we're going to see here in just a moment to talk about some of the preparations that were underway today.
It's a beast, and one of the problems the National Hurricane Center is dealing with is this storm is behaving like a top. And the wobbles in the top are really hard to forecast. The Caribbean seas grew angrier by the hour on Monday afternoon. Melissa was erratically at sea, still 100 miles from the shoreline at sunset. As the battleship Gray Skies began to weep rain, the palm trees swayed in a fitting salute to the sea monster. Jamaicans had spent 2 days sandbagging their properties in an attempt to fight off Melissa's predicted advance. By dusk, the winds grew stronger. Melissa was a matter of hours from landfall. During the day, hurricane hunters, those daredevils of the cockpit who fly into these storms, captured the symmetry of the eye of the storm. The hot tropical sun beating down, surrounded by the fierce winds in the eye wall. Along the rocky ride, a startling finding. Thousands of tropical birds caught in the relative calm of the tempest. The eye a mere 10 to 15 miles wide amidst the raging cyclone.
I can't even imagine from a meteorological perspective, Tony, what you all are thinking. I see that, and I see how much of a monster of this storm is, a storm of historic proportion for these Caribbean islands.
Absolutely fascinating, and the remarkable thing is it's only moved about 50 miles in 5 days, and that's the problem, because once it does get kick-started toward the mainland, then it's going to be, well, it's going to be the destructive storm that it's forecast to be.
Yeah, well, we're going to be watching this in the days to come, because I think tomorrow is when they're thinking that this might make landfall in Jamaica.
Been moved up or moved back from the morning to the afternoon based on the fact that the storm's crawling along at a couple miles an hour.
Wow. Well, Tony, we appreciate you sharing your perspective. Let's send things over to meteorologist Hannah Hayes. She is in our weather center tonight with us. Hannah, tracking this storm, this monster of a storm, but also keeping an eye on our forecast, Tony, because Halloween week is here and we're thinking there's some rain going to be there for us.
Yeah, still checking out both Hurricane Melissa and the rain chances for us here in our region, because we're not going to be directly impacted by this, but this storm is very, very strong, very powerful. You see that small eye there? Tony did a demonstration with the top, and it is just kind of teetering along. It's spinning very, very fast, and you can see that with that small eye. Very powerful storm, especially for this time of the year. It is pretty late in a hurricane season. Typically don't see these storms being Category 5 this late in the season, but I will tell you more about that coming up in just a minute, because we do have some local news or